fire door.
Smooth.
Ooh. with all due respect, Okage.
Daddy? Hey.
You said, how's everyone doing? Probably the worst time. Was it? Oh my god. Welp. First death. Hello, sir. Don't mind the fact that somebody just died behind you. Just take some fuel and get out of here.
No. No.
Oh.
No. But you know what would help? If you came here and give me a little chaos.
Oh,
Give me a little chaos. Oh, that's... Oh, okay, yep.
Hello.
Charlie watching.
Alright, if I get to cool, I'll be very, very sad.
Don't fight for the coup then.
A funny
It's a
moment
battle.
fight.
I need a win. All
Yeah, I got the coom.
of you.
Ooh.
I'll lather it all over me.
Oh.
I'm sure it'll make you glow in the dark.
A glowing. I have just moved left and right this entire match. And right.
You're going up and down.
And left. And right.
This is like the one video that's like really bad for me because
Oh no, I can't go left, right.
we got pushed.
And right. And
So,
left.
by the way, Psychic, yeah,
And left.
Fenric won. Right at the end.
Yeah.
Right at the end of Jeopardy.
So his whole gimmick is using the lens of truth and just being able to see where he is at all times. But I kind of like to show off when it comes to this fight, so I'm not going to do that. Maybe I should do that.
No! Overseeing acceleration button, I forgot!
Now that was a big brain play.
Damn it.
Thanks for lining up for me like that, y'all. I really appreciate it.
Gotta be right here. Yeah.
You're not beating the allegations, Charlie.
I'm built different. Control it now!
Maybe you're just built worse. I mean, that's different.
Yeah, I love, like, Oreo is like my favorite, like, mix-in, like, thing. Oh no.
I love the weird, like, gel icing they use on ice. What the fuck's happening to your mouth?
Oh god. There we go.
No, what the heck?
We're good.
There's an enemy in the door in front of you.
Oh, trust me, I'm well aware.
Babe, I'm breaking up with you. It's not you, you are Poggers. It's me, I'm Amiga lol. I'm sorry if this is Pep hands, but it has to be done. I've just been feeling Pepega and our relationship has been weird champ for months. It's time to end it, no kappa.
Ripple, no, you can't do this to me. Not like this. Ripple, I can't. We could talk about this. Oh no, he's going away. No, no. He's back to where he's supposed to be. Gonna need to be having an outfit that fits the occasion, right? So, I think we could change right into this. Why is it T-posing? No, it was ruined. Are we drawing a little crab? Oh, that piece was something crustacean, so... Oh, it's a crab monkey. Oh, crab money. A fucking idiot. Oh, that counts. Okay. Yeah! I did it! When you figure out the mechanics, you can beat the boss. Who would have guessed? Awesome. Okay. I'm so small. Nothing over there. Doesn't look like it. Like, because of the camera angle and how big I am at the moment, it's just like, I'm so small. I'll make it there one day, guys. Like, I remember some things, but not everything. Okay, person, you might want to get out of your car because of this. You're staying? And you're even moving forward? All right, fair enough. So, you regret your decision, or this is definitely going to be bad, but like, I already had the charge, so why not? Destroy 5 cars in 5 seconds. Oh, I didn't know that was a trophy. That's interesting. And no one died. Good. Ignore that.
Let's see if he does it again.
Oh my god, I genuinely thought he was about to do it again.
Here.
Gotta be a bitch. Damn it! That's fair enough. You bitch. Oh no, no, no.
Your locker! Your locker!
No. If you don't kill me, we both win.
Good amount, but not as much as we wanted to, and Chance and I decided that it would be very fun to do a co-stream today. We also have a friend Chompy here. He's not streaming this, but he's along for the fun. There's Chance. He's gonna be orcish green since he's a watermelon orc. And then here's Chompy, the big purple man that lit himself on fire. Okay, you know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! No. Anyone's around. Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to my first stream on a Monday in a very, very, very long time. I used to do there was a small, very small point where I would stream 3 days a week. And then I kind of had too much going on at one time and felt that it was a little overwhelming to stream 3 days in a row. Not 3 days in a row, 3 days in 1 week. So then it became for a while Tuesday, Thursday, and then plans changed it to now it's Wednesday, Friday. But with the Switch 2 release, hello Scrin, welcome in. Good job on redeeming first. Thank you for that. But with the Switch 2 launching, I very much wanted to commemorate the fact that it's released, and pretty much the best way to do that without like knocking out the A through Z list and having other issues with that is pretty much I feel confident that I am able to go back to streaming 3 days a week. So this is pretty much the beginning of that. So Switch 2 Mondays is pretty much going to be exactly as it sounds, where I just play stuff on the Switch 2. It doesn't have to necessarily be stuff for the Switch 2, like how we are playing Link's Awakening today. But it is going to be streamed from a Switch 2. So pretty much everything that is going to be played on Switch 2 Mondays is going to be on a Switch 2, whether they're Switch 1 game or their Switch 2 game. So yeah, I pretty much wanted to, so because of the fact okay, let me back up. I was going to play Mario Kart World today on stream, but then I remembered the fact that I have 2 PCU collaborations for Wednesday and Friday where I am going to be playing Mario Kart 8, and I don't want to get too burnt out on Mario Kart 2 quickly, even if it's like the brand new one compared to playing Mario Kart 8. So I pretty much wanted to go ahead and change up for today. So I'm still hesitant on if I'm going to stream at any point Cyberpunk on my Switch 2, but that's pretty much the only other game outside of maybe Deltarune that I have a Switch 2 version for. So I pretty much wanted to just kind of loaf around in a game that I specifically have been very excited about with the idea of a Switch 2. So I've explained the story, especially recently, a couple of times, but pretty much I really love the Link's Awakening remake. I absolutely love it. It's pretty much a game that I really adore. Link's Awakening in general is just a fantastic game as it is, but the remake was just so beautiful. But the main issue that I really had with the Switch 1 version of the game, I say Switch 1 version as if there's a Switch 2 version. No, it's just beefed up because of the fact that it's Switch 2. But because of the fact that the Switch 1 wasn't a mega powerhouse or anything like that compared to what the Switch 2 is, the Switch, like when you play Link's Awakening on a Switch 1, it's beautiful, but there's some very obvious frame drops, like especially when you're transitioning from one area to another. It's insanely obvious of frame drops, and it just kind of took me out of the whole thing to the point that I even finish it. It just like I don't get motion sick or anything like that, but it's just the fact of like, as I'm sitting there playing it, the frame drops just bother me and just kind of took me out of it completely. So I just think, and maybe there were headaches too. I know some games when they have like really beautiful scenarios but run at like 20 FPS, it feels like, I get some pretty bad headaches. So maybe that was also a thing too, but I pretty much mainly was just like getting taken out of the game with the frame drops being insanely bad every time I moved to a new area or just like fought enemies and stuff like that. So I really want to sit down and like, I did play a little bit of it when benchmarking things for the Switch 2, but I kind of just wanted to take today to just kind of just play Link's Awakening again. I have been really wanting to play the remake, and like I said, I've been very excited for a Switch 2 to hopefully fix any issues I really had with the remake. And pretty much we got it. Like with the Switch 2, the frame rate's consistent. There's no frame drops in general that I've noticed. So it'll be very exciting to finally just like go through and play Link's Awakening. Now with all that yapping done, why don't we go ahead and play the game? See, look at how good this game looks. Like, I'm sitting here going through the forest, having a lot of fun. Like, it's the pixels are so clean and everything like that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. Like, I think the Switch 2 really nailed how Link's Awakening would feel in this sense. So, it's super awesome to be able. Okay, bit's over. I know. Let's go to the actual remake. Also, the compliments for improved performance that I was saying about definitely go to Echoes of Wisdom as well. Echoes of Wisdom was already a beautiful game, but kind of suffered a little bit when it came to frame rate. Not as much as a Link's Awakening remake, but still a little bit prevalent, and like none of those issues exist now. So like both of these games are like extra fantastic now because of the fact that it's a very consistent performance. Got an itch on my arm. You know what? I haven't seen this opening in like since the game came out pretty much, so you know what? I'll let it play. I was like so pumped like when the direct came out that showed the fact the remake was happening, and like they didn't have to do anything extra. They literally just showed this opening cinematic, and like I was sold. Like I didn't need anything else. So yeah, this is my like original file. As it's very much prevalent, I did not get far in this at all. Again, I really was taking it out because of the fact of like the random frame rate inconsistencies and stuff like that. So take twice as much damage, no heart drops for let's just do normal for a day. Maybe at some point I'll try the hero mode, but what a relief. I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What? Zelda? No, my name's Marin. You must be still feeling a little woozy. You're on Coralline Island. Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? Well, Link, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Terran. Hope you're feeling better. What? How'd I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it in the back of the shield. A shield back, hold R to repel enemies with it. I do kind of wonder. Ooh, this looks heavier than heavy. Your current strength won't cut it. I kind of wonder, like, because like that's how in both like the original and the remake, that's how you get your shield. I wonder how many people like when the game came out on the Game Boy, on the Game Boy Color, the remake, or any of the re-releases on like Virtual Console and stuff, I kind of wonder how many people had potentially gotten like stuck because it just like maybe talking to Marin and like that being it, and then not talking to Talon at all. So, and then just getting stuck immediately because they were like, I can't get on the beach. How do I get on the beach? There's all these spiky dudes. Like, I don't know what to do. And there's all these enemies and well, technically you can get on some of the beach, but you really need the shield to be able to do this. Ow. So Link's Awakening is a game that I haven't particularly... I didn't grow up with it. I didn't really grow up with the Game Boy. I had... How do I even explain it? So I had... I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, my brother had gotten a Game Boy and therefore had gotten like Pokemon on it because at one point he was into Pokemon. But I don't really remember what happened to it. It might have just like went away at some point, but it wasn't really something that was very prevalent around the house. Ooh, Toot! So you are the lad who owns this sword. Now I understand why most monsters are starting to act so violently. A courageous lad has come to wake up the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there, Hoot. And now we got a sword. You found a sword. It must be yours because there's your name engraved on it. You can swing it with B, attack any enemies in your path. Yeah, we had like a Game Boy, and then like we never really got games past it, and then I think something happened with our copy of Pokemon, so we just kind of like not used it, and it may have gotten thrown out at some point or something, but pretty much like we didn't have like the Game Boy for the longest time. The main other time I was really able to experience the Game Boy was because of was because of like friends and stuff like that. Like, but again, it wasn't really something that was really like prevalent in my life. I did get, I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. I pretty much just, well, no, yeah, I pretty much missed out on the Game Boy Advance, like in its entirety. The only reason I really was able to experience the Game Boy Advance was when the DS came out. Because the DS, the original DS had, and the Game Boy, and the DS Lite, both of them had the Game Boy Advance cartridge that you were able to use to play Game Boy Advance games on your Nintendo DS. And that was fun to use. I used that for like a couple of the Mario games. What was it? The Mario Pinball game I remember having. The can't go into there yet. Mario Pinball, the like little remakes of the Super Mario Brothers games. I think specifically I had the one for 3, and that's how I fully was able to beat from beginning to end Super Mario Brothers 3. I didn't have any of the card stuff. Like, what are they called? Can I fish with you yet? No, I need money for that. I had that, but I only had to put a bomb in. Interesting. Yeah, I just had like Mario Pinball, Mario Brothers 3, and I think that was mainly it. I'm not really remembering anything else from that point. because I mainly was trying to get games for the DS. Like I got Partners in Time, I got like a bunch of other DS games. Like I'm not gonna go through the whole library I got, but I pretty much was able to like focus on getting DS games and not really focusing on Game Boy Advance games, especially because like Game Boy Advance was obviously the older, so people were starting to like phase it out for the DS and stuff like that. So I didn't get to experience a whole lot of Game Boy Advance, even with the port, the cartridge slot. So I just kind of missed out on that generation mostly until like Virtual Console stuff and a totally legitimate, oh Yoshi, a totally legitimate overclocked Game Boy, if you catch my drift. I get the Yoshi. Move forward, move right. Okay. I messed up already. Try to get the heart then. Yeah, I messed that up. So yeah, it really wasn't. So all that to really say, like, I never got to play Link's Awakening. I got to okay. That's all right. We'll get more money later and come back for the Yoshi and heart piece. I don't got the money for it. Thank you, though. Yeah, so again, all that to say, like, I never got to play Link's Awakening. When I really got to play Link's Awakening was when the 3DS came out. So when the 3DS was coming out, like, even as it, like, to this day, I'm the same, but even as a kid, I was very much, like, wanting to be a kid, like, when it came to video games, stuff like that, wanting, like, the latest and greatest, like, always wanting the brand new stuff that was coming out because of all the cool gimmicks. A lot of stuff that still has backwards compatibility of some sort that makes the games even better. Like, I'm still like that to this day, but I was even worse with it as a kid because money, it was a concept to me, not a reality. So I just thought that everything was able to be able to get in my hands and stuff like that. So I very much wanted a DSi when that was coming out, because again, it was like an upgraded DS that looked very cool, had the camera and things like that, and I very much wanted it. I very much wanted to get a DSi, and eventually I got it. I was like, oh, it's not much different than a DS, and especially for like performance and stuff like that. Oh, hello. Ooh, toe, brave lad. Don't call me a hoe. On your quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious forest. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted cold island. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village? Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching. Hoot. Why would I go there if I couldn't even access it without a key from this forest? He left before he could answer. Yeah, I wouldn't say I was like fully disappointed in the DSi, but I was kind of like, man, if I realized it was like gonna be almost exactly the same as a normal DS, I probably would have just like stuck with like my DS Lite or something, right? But that kind of made it a little bit. As a raccoon, my nose is very sensitive to stuff that like dust and powder. Interesting. Gonna be lost thanks to me. Yeah, every time we try to go north while that little raccoon's there, it's just gonna teleport you somewhere else, basically. Is it a raccoon? I feel like it also might be a tanuki. Anyway, so it kind of made getting a 3DS a little bit more difficult, not in the sense of like wanting the upgrade. Like as soon as I saw the 3DS, I was like, I need it in my veins, like right now. But it was a little bit difficult to try and get it because it was like it was trying to convince parents, and like money was tight at that point and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, trying to get one was like such a pain feeling. But I was very excited for a 3DS, and especially the fact that like they had the virtual console in there and stuff like that. I was very excited for something like that. You pick the toadstool. As you hold it over your head, a mellow aroma goes into your nostrils. I forget, do I give? No, I have to bring it to the... Bring that mushroom to the witch. Right. I'm remembering. So yeah. It was definitely interesting to try and like convince parents to be like, hey, this thing that you already got me, let me get an upgrade for it for, I forget what the 3DS was priced at, like $200 or whatever, or around that, like, or 300 even maybe. But regardless, it was hard to try and convince. But when I finally got the 3DS, I was very excited. And all this long-winded story to say was like, because of the 3DS's like virtual console, I was able to experience a lot more games on there than like original games on there compared to like how it was before, because again, it was a lot of okay, we good. Alright, those are too heavy. So yeah, I was able to experience, like, again, it was like overclocked like version of whatever console it was, or just trying to find like the original game of that, which both of which were pretty difficult to try and do. What's in here? Oh, you're the witch. I just have it. Ah, it has that sleepy toadstool, it does. We'll mix it up something in a jiffy, we will. It's all ready, it is. Take care, as there's not much here. Why not try a bit in my hut? That's a magic powder. Open the subscreen with blah and set it to either blah or blah. Good job! Use it on your enemies and see what happens. You run out, go to the forest, pick some toadstools, and I'll make you more. Come back without a toadstool and you may have to pay a price for my leftovers. Oh, I thought you could break pots like that. Guess not. So because of like being able to experience... I'm a changed blob. That's not all I have to say. Now that I have lips, I fantasize about playing one of the silent songs on a flute. There are 3 hot local hits. All 3 of those blobby bops are magic. Literally. No other tool will do the job. Pull out one of those songs you got stuck in your head. I always like forget about the fact of the chews having like that effect when you put the magic powder on them. It's funny. So yeah, because of the 3DS, I finally was able to see like, oh, there was a lot like of games that I really wanted to try that were like on the original Game Boy or the Game Boy Color. So I started like slowly but surely getting a lot of virtual console stuff. And I had a good amount on my account before like the server shut down and stuff like that. I still have access to them because of the fact that I have my 3DS and stuff still, but I did get a good amount of stuff. And it was fun to be able to like slowly but surely like figure everything out in this game. There was some stuff I had to kind of look up, but a lot of this game I was able to just try and sit down and figure out on my own and see which direction I should be going and see like where I needed to go. So it was super fun to be able to play it. So when this game was getting a remake, like I was so pumped because I loved the well, specifically what was on the 3DS was the Director's Cut edition that came out for the Game Boy Color. But I still loved it, so I'm very glad to again finally be able to play this game with a good frame rate to be able to kind of experience my love for the game pretty much. Last thing I can remember was biting into a big juicy toadstool. Then I had the damnedest dream. I was a raccoon. Okay, it was a raccoon. Yeah, sounds strange, but sure was fun. I'm all tuckered out. I think I better set a spell before I head home. I don't know why I transitioned to a southern accent, but he kind of already talked in a southern mannerism, so it felt appropriate. Take the key and go to the Tail Cave. Retrieve the instrument that is hidden there. Go now. The windfish is waiting. Hoot. Yeah. Swamp is this way. Oh yeah, like the fun thing in this game and the original was these phone things. Like if you go to this phone, it's me, Alvira. Ask me anything about the island. If you get lost, give me a call. You know there's a library in the village that might have some good information for you. Talk to you later. So yeah, it just gives like cool tips to make sure like you get all the information you need so that you're not missing anything. I think like obviously it still gives hints on like where you should be going and stuff like that, but I wonder if it like gives more hints on the fact of like, because they changed the amount of heart containers in this game. So in the original, I believe the amount of heart containers that you could have at once was 10, because the game could only like support so much, especially like screen allowance and stuff like that. But in the remake, they added a lot more that I believe you do just have the ability to get 20 heart containers like a standard Zelda game. I'd be wrong on that, but I'm distinctly remembering that being like a vocal point. That they added essentially more to do to give more games like more of this game like playability and stuff like that. Selecting the item that's right for you. Read the book. No, a lot of these is just tutorial stuff. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There's really only one book. Okay, this book we can't read without magnifying glass. I mean, this is like some... Most of this is just tutorial stuff. Like, there's an item that we get later that allows you to get this book down, and that'll be needed for later stuff, but the only other thing we need in here is like this book from what I remember. A lot of this is going on memory of the original version more than the potential like knowledge of this remake and stuff like that. So I may get a good amount of stuff wrong when it comes to like the remake. Ooh, what's in here? Oh yeah, I was in here earlier. Welcome to the Sales House of Bananas. I'm Sale, and this is my house. Actually, my hobby is collecting rare and unusual canned food. My brother is an artist, so I guess strange hobbies run in the family. Insinuating that art is a strange hobby? That's a little interesting. Now, where was... Right here. Yeah, it's up there, I'm pretty sure. You kind of like almost immediately get into your dungeon. I mean, it does also help the fact that, again, I remember the original a bit fondly. Mainly the beginning of the game. I would say like the later stuff is a little bit more of a blur. But I do remember a good amount of stuff. Alright. Step into the first dungeon. Alright. I am feeling a little bit tired, so I apologize if stream gets a little bit low energy the more we go on. I think streaming essentially 4 days in a row might be taking a small bit of a tax on my body. Just a tad, you know. Because we did Friday stream, which Friday... Oh yeah, so I didn't fully read it. So the compass does different stuff that like... It essentially tells you when you walk in, when there's like treasure and stuff like that. So it's very useful compared to like other games. I mean, in other games it tells you where treasure is too, but for like an old game like this, like it's very convenient. Yeah, so on Friday we did, I think Friday was the Mario Kart. Yeah, it was. So Friday we streamed Mario Kart 8 specifically. The day before I had spent 8 hours, like, or maybe not 8 hours, but like a very long time playing Mario Kart World. Like, it definitely was quite a few hours. And then Friday we streamed Mario Kart 8. Saturday was a very long stream because we had done another collab for the PCU. For those who don't know, I'm part of a Pride collaboration source called the PCU, also known as the Pride Collaborations Universe. And throughout the month of June, I'm going to be in a bunch more of collaboration stuff like that to just kind of celebrate Pride, celebrate each other, no matter what sexuality you fall under and stuff like that. Like just being ourselves for that throughout the month of June. It's very lovely. I was part of it last year. It was very lovely then. Part of it now, even lovelier, especially with current events and stuff like that. So. Oh. Yeah. So we had started Gardic Phone for a collab on Saturday. Ugh. You found a stone beacon. How to find an owl statue to fit it into. Turn aside the spined ones with a shield. Yeah, we had done Gardic Phone originally. And originally I was like, all right, well, Gardic Phone's over. Let's end stream, relax a little bit, and then go to Among Us when that happens. But then I was like, you know what? I could go a little bit longer. Well, I died. What was I saying? So yeah, we had done Gardic. Instead of just ending there, relaxing a little bit, and then doing Among Us, I pretty much was like, you know what, I can make it. I'm built different, and did High Warriors for a couple hours, and then after High Warriors, we spent like 3 hours playing Among Us. So I think that was like an almost 8-hour stream, maybe roughly 7 hours. Hello in the YouTube chat. I am not playing Mario Kart because I already have it planned to play Mario Kart with collaborations for the rest of the week. So instead of getting myself burnt out on Mario Kart, I'm just playing something else for my Switch 2 Mondays. And the rest of the week will also include the Switch 2 in the sense of Mario Kart. Specifically, it'll be Mario Kart 8 we'll be playing, but regardless. Damn it. Yeah, it was like a 7 or 8 hour stream. There's a door that you can't open. Move a square block. What was I saying? Goombas! It is interesting the amount of Mario references though, and specifically Link's Awakening. And if I jump down properly, I even jump on them too. And then Sunday we did some repo as a collab, and that was super fun. Not as a PCU collab, but a fun time regardless. Do you get 120 FPS in that game? I have not really tested the FPS on any game because the way my stuff is set up, I don't really have an option for above 60 hertz. I pretty much need to get a new output box. So pretty much how I have everything set up is that my output for, I have a like HDMI splitter, like channel splitter, where I have all my HDMI stuff plugged into a box, and then that box is plugged into my capture card, and then my capture card is put into my PC. So it's pretty old. Like, it says it could run like 4K resolution. It cannot. And we'll have to come back for this once I get bombs. So I got it maybe like 8 years ago, I want to say, by this point. So it is very old. Again, it says it can do 4K. It pretty much can't. It can only go up to 120. No, sorry. It can only go up to 1080p. And it's pretty much only 60 hertz. So I can't really test on my actual like display if it's 120 FPS. I can play the game handheld, but I haven't really tried that yet. Because I know the screen for a Switch can get up to 120 FPS, but I just don't have that in the stuff that I'm running now. So I'll need to get like a whole new box in order to be able to run stuff like that, like 4K 120 FPS. So unfortunately, again, I don't really have a way to test it, but the fact that I'm getting games in general on a Switch at 60 FPS minimum is very much feeling like a godsend at the moment. It's been super fun to see like the power of the Switch 2 with like, so like pretty I think I said this on a previous stream, but I'll say it again, but pretty much it seems like at the moment that there's not a whole lot of games that have been edited or like helped to ensure that it gets like up to 60 FPS support. A lot of games pretty much for the Switch 1, because of their lack of power and stuff like that, was pretty much locked to 30 FPS for a lot of games, and like a super meh resolution. A super meh resolution. So there's a lot of games that don't perform the best still, even on the Switch 2, mainly because the fact of like, I have to go over here. Mainly because, again, they were like purposely made to be super limited so that they could even run on the Switch in the first place. So if there's any games like that that were very much like where that hasn't already gotten an upgrade and also didn't even try to run 60 FPS on a Switch 1, it's probably not going to run at 60 FPS or above on a Switch 2 until it potentially gets a patch. So the reason that like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is able to run at a full, oh, that's something I should have played, a Scarlet and Violet. Maybe next Switch 2 Monday. But the reason the Pokemon is able to run so good is that even though it struggled, I try to be positive about games, but there's only so much positivity I can throw around, especially with how Pokemon was. It's... I don't think I need 3 hearts, so I'll be fine. It's a burger! Buzz, buzz, outsider. Yeah, the reason that Pokemon is able to run so good is because the fact that, like, even with its issues, it still wanted to try and attempt to run at 60 FPS on a Switch 1, which there were very, very, very tiny moments that it really did try to run at 60 FPS on a Switch 1, but it pretty much was mostly impossible. So pretty much with the extra power of the Switch 1, it's like, hey, the game that was attempting to run at 60 FPS now actually does run at consistent FPS. So like that would pretty much be any game that like was trying to target 60 FPS but couldn't because it was a Switch, and then with the extra power of the Switch 2, pretty much any games that were trying to target 60 FPS is gonna probably be able to do it flawlessly. God, why am I getting hit by this so much? I think I'm being like impatient while also trying to talk. Welcome in, Mad Rabbit God. I think I want to try and hack my Switch 1 to try and run Power World. That'd be interesting to see. Oh, how plausible that would be, but that would be interesting to see. You got the full moon cello. Oh, Ballad of the Windfish is such a good song. Swamp. A path opens in the blooms. I can't. Oh, owl's coming. Never mind. Ooh, to that is an instrument of the sirens. I have to admit, at first I did not believe you were real. That instrument, along with the 7 others in the set, has the power to wake the windfish. You must collect them all. I was instructed to give you the directions. Your next goal is north in Kaponga Swamp. Hoot, indeed. You were already told that. We didn't need your thing on there. I can't fully tell, like, because of how this, like, game is. Hey, buddy, it's serious. Yeah, really serious. Yeah, it is. The moblins came to the village. Yeah, that's right. A whole gang of moblins. Then it's for real. They all went to the house. Yeah, that house. And then they did something at Bow Wow's house. It was a really bad scene with the moblins. So, I mean, it might be faster to find out for yourself what happened. It's terrible. My Bow Wow was dognapped by moblins. Oh, please somebody help my poor Bow Wow. Okay, what? Where did they take him? Yip, 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 yip. Makeup, jewels, dresses, I want it all. And some new accessories would be nice. All right, so we pretty much get no hints, I think. Thank you, Killer Queen. I shall hydrate in just a moment. Oh, I thought that was grass. Oh, I feel terrible. I'm sorry, little one. I think Terran's taking a nap at home. I don't know how he could sleep on such a nice day. Makes me want to sing a song. Yes, the song is Ballad of the Windfish. Oh, while that's playing, what was I saying? Yeah, so I don't know how, like, it is when it comes to this game. I think it might be a game that's targeting 30 FPS, but, like, it's a very smooth FPS, which is nice. Or if it is 60 FPS, it's like a little rough, but like in a good way, I guess. But like regardless, it's very consistent now because of the Switch 2. Like, it's nice that there are games that were trying to target so hard, like 60 FPS on the Switch 1. Now just being able to do that with pretty much no problem on the Switch 2 with how much of a powerhouse it is. Hi, how are you? I'm doing all right, Killer Queen. Thank you so much for asking. Hope you're doing well, and everyone else in chat. I think it's 30. Yeah, so 30 would make sense if, by what I'm looking at right now. So But like it's a fine 30, right? It's very smooth, it's very fine. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, I was having a lot of issues with the original version of this, like the Switch 1 version, because of the fact that like there was such bad frame dips whenever there was such bad frame dips whenever you would like transition to areas and like other things, and like for some reason they just never went back to fix it. So it's been kind of a downer because I've wanted to play this game for so long, like the remake, and then when I went to play it, it just was very bad when it came to frame rate. But the Switch 2 version has been perfect in that regard. Again, I say Switch 2 version, it's literally just playable on a Switch 2, and it runs a lot better than the Switch 1 version. I like the Switch 2, but I still feel the need to give Nintendo the finger over corporate bullying. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. I think pretty much my mindset here is like, my mindset is please be sure that you're giving the same energy to all of the big three and not just Nintendo. Because don't get me wrong, Nintendo does some shit too, that like Nintendo does some shit that's very like prevalent anti-consumerism, but so does Microsoft and PlayStation. Like they all do terrible shit. Like, oh, it is actually 60. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with this game just because like the graphical style that it's going for. But it is smooth, so like I could definitely say it has 60. But if it was 30, it'd be a very smooth 30. Don't need to be in here. How much money I have? Let's try the claw machine again. Try and get that hard piece and Yoshi. Yeah, pretty much like all, like, I mean, it's all corporations by this point, not just the big three even, but like, it always kind of feels like whenever Nintendo does something shitty, there's so much more of an outcry than like if Microsoft does something shitty or Sony does something shitty. Like, it always very much feels like that, and I may be wrong in that, I can admit that wholeheartedly, but like, I just always like say whenever Nintendo does shitty stuff, like please give that same energy to every other corporation, not just Nintendo. But I'm not going to defend anything that Nintendo does, because especially with a good amount of the Switch 2, a lot of things have just been super shitty, and I get why people are so like not pro Switch 2 right now, and I completely get it. Ah, damn it. Welcome in, Alessia. Session is over, so I took the opportunity to try Firehouse subs. So I'm nice. I love Firehouse subs. Kind of the thing that sucks right now when it comes to me not having a job. Maybe that's it. Don't fall, don't fall. Let's go. With that, I do give my dislike to all three when they do something bad. I think why Nintendo looks like it gets more hate is how they were technically the best Basho. Yeah, the last Basho. Yeah, and I get that completely, right? Like I think comparatively, when it comes to like Nintendo, Microsoft, and PlayStation, is that Nintendo was the one that most of us grew up with. Son of a bitch. Nintendo is the one that most of us grew up with. Some people grew up with Xbox, some people grew up with PlayStation, but most people grew up with Nintendo in some capacity. So I can see it being a lot more of a personal thing because of the fact of like, oh, that's not making it. It's the fact of like Nintendo was the one that most grew up with, so it kind of feels like a little bit heartbreaking when they do something shitty because of the fact of like it's Nintendo. It's the one that most people have had so much time and hours in, especially in like 2008 with the Wii and everything, and like a lot of other stuff going on. Like, I get it. I do get it that it's kind of like a bad relationship sort of deal where you just hope and hope that they keep getting better, but then they just keep getting shittier and shittier. I get it. I truly do. Oh, you won the Yoshi doll. We've been trying to do that forever. Our mom is really desperate to have one. That's specifically why... Yeah, I could be saving the chain chomp, but I really want to give this lady up here this Yoshi doll. But even with like that comparison I just made with Nintendo, it very much is. Damn, 4 kids? Goddamn, lady. Oh, 5 kids, because there's 4 beds and then baby crib here. I think it's also the fact Nintendo has kept the bar up for a game so well, but the prices never drop, and them costing set off some already. Yeah, like again, what I'm getting at is like 5 kids in this economy is wild. Seriously. Like what I'm trying to get at is like I get it completely. I'm not trying to say like at all you can't like talk shit about Nintendo or anything like that. Like very much call out any issues you have with them. I definitely have some issues myself, like with how some of the things that they're doing is very anti-consumerism and stuff like that. I've seen them all do some shady crap. Blatantly attacking an indie is just scummy. At least Microsoft and Sony had the decency to buy them out rather than try to ruin lives of a few hundred employees. And I get it. Again, I get it. Like that, like all the stuff going on with Power World right now via Nintendo is very scummy. Very much call it out. I call it out. Other people should call it out. Like that sort of stuff. But at the same time, I wouldn't say the buying out of the studios is a good thing either, because Microsoft is pretty much just setting up a whole monopoly, especially since half the companies they've bought out, they aren't doing a single thing with and have either shut them down or just haven't done anything with them since pretty much the buyout. But maybe one thing since the buyout and then nothing since. You're indeed generous person. I'll give you this in return. Like pretty much all I'm saying with it is call everything out, not just for Nintendo. That's pretty much all I'm getting at. Being a Nintendo fan is like watching your childhood friend take their manager job too seriously. I still love them to death, but it's our license to toss around it. Yeah. I might as well start this a little early. Because like this whole like trading side quest is fun, but also like damn, a little long, especially when you don't know where you're supposed to be taking these things. I just hope something changed. Like I think if Tencent shut down right now would be a good thing. I'm not 100% sure I know what you mean by Tencent, but if I'll gladly be reminded of if you could please. Where was... Oh, it was up here. All right, we give him the dog food. And then he gives us... What does he give us? Right, he gives us the bananas that we use later on to get to the next area. Right. All right, lady, I'll take the opportunity to call you out. Yeah, go for it. Early Tensei was a great company, but the current Tensei is just as bad as anyone else. Corporate culture is so crappy. What is Tencent? Like, they used to be a good company, and like, what have they done? Like, what did they make? It's like my brain is not understanding it by just name alone. You claim to be a Zelda fan, but have yet to see do. Tensei is the people who buy a lot of shares in companies and voice terrible. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely things that would be better for the world if they stopped being around in general. Like bad company practices, bad companies in general. Again, I could be saving the shame shot by now, but also that's another reason why. Yeah. So oh wait, this way you get the bottle. I believe you get something as well for catching all the fish in here. So yeah, there's definitely like... I definitely do think that there are some companies that just overall make the world a better place if they weren't around anymore. Especially like games with like mobile games, stuff like that. You dick. Maybe I catch that fish and... maybe even like the rest of the fish that I can. That'll make it easier for me. Yeah, pretty much like I will fully say I hate the current like 98% of mobile games, like because all of them is just bullshit, microtransactions, game's fun for 5 minutes, and then it becomes impossible because they want you to spend money on it. Like, pretty much... like, there are, like, a couple mobile games that I play here and there that are fun. Like, I'll constantly, like... give my praise to something like Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I specifically love that game, even with... that fish is a dick. I'll constantly give my praise to Dokkan Battle. And even even if Dokkan is like a gacha game and stuff like that, that does encourage trying to spend your money. They're very free to play friendly, that you don't need to spend money and stuff like that. Come on, just let me get the bottle. Yeah, I think we're home free. I mean, Dokkan is really like the only mobile game I play nowadays. I try like some other games here and there, but again, most of it is just like slop. I don't want to catch this fish down here. I feel like that would have something. The only gacha game I play is Honkai Star Rail, and surprisingly you can get pretty far and such for being free to play. Yeah, and I mean, like, there's a good amount of gacha games like that. Like, most of them I'll easily say is just like very shitty. Like, you get them and then you start the gacha system and pretty quickly it's like, hey, give us all your money to keep playing our quote-unquote fun game, like that sort of deal. I think I'm done with the fishing for now. But Dokkan is like a very good one, where it's like it's very respectful of your time and stuff like that for the most part. For the most part, they've been getting better about it, but there's some that are still like some elements in it that are like ish. But most of it is very free to play friendly, fun, and stuff like that. Where was the swamp again? Oh yeah. Okay, I have to go through the forest again. But pretty much just like most mobile games in general, like I just want them to not be around anymore. The only gacha game I play is oh yeah, I already read that. Basically fighting for scraps when you get far. Yeah, but even then, like, there's still a lot of stuff that happens in Dokkan that allows you to not need to fight for scraps. Like, it definitely, when you're having like anniversary stuff and like big events like that, it does feel like, oh shit, I really need to scrape the bottle of the barrel to try and get anything, but it's still very much like, if you log in every day, you get a few stones. If you do some small missions, you could easily like stack up everything, and you don't need to like spend on every banner and stuff like that. So like, yeah, it may not seem like it at times, but it very much is very free to play friendly. I don't think I'm supposed to be in the swamp yet, actually. I know I'm supposed to be saving the dog or the chain chomp. I have to remember where that even is. But regardless, back to... Oh, Parrot! Look at you! Oh, he's scared. Regardless of like talking about Dokkan, like I do think the mobile market is just horrendous. I think that pretty much anything mobile related is not good because it involves like scraping you for as much money. So, like there's this episode of South Park that kind of hit the nail on the head like perfectly when it comes to like talking about mobile games, stuff like that, like where pretty much the majority of mobile games is just very basic like gameplay, and then when you get to that like a stopping point in that gameplay. It just wants you to spend money, and like it's pretty much that back and forth, pretty much like the entire time. Music, the fish says, and the eggs, you are there. So like that's pretty much my mindset with mobile games is just that all of them, pretty well 98% of them, I'll still stick with that phrasing. They just like want to gut you for your money, whether it's microtransactions or spamming you with ads and stuff like that. And I like, don't get me wrong, make that bag, right? Like everyone needs money nowadays. Like times are tough, so like do what you can to get money, but there's respectful ways to do it over. Have a good night, Alessia. Yeah, there's respectful ways to do it over just being super scummy about it. But like most mobile companies that release, especially like nowadays with all these like false advertising like ads and stuff like that, like it's all just very much prevalent of we're being super scummy so that we could get a couple bucks from you. And like that even goes with like actual like video games, stuff like that, like going with things from EA or Ubisoft or hell even Microsoft, Sony, and getting there's a little bit of Nintendo kind of deal, like who's this suspicious looking runt? Okay boys, let's get rid of him. Wait, did I get a heart container? Oh shit, I did. Like, there just comes a point where it's very obvious what you're doing when it comes to being a super scummy company and not just like making good things for the sake of making good things. You must be an assassin sent by Madame Meow Meow to rescue the mutt. You came here to get me, but it is I who will get you. Pretty much the main thing I'll always like, kind of circling back to the importance of the topic. If you're gonna talk, like obviously make your voice complaints heard. You're 100% valid for hating things and like, what's it called? Hating things and wanting to complain about how they are. But my number one thing to say when it comes to wanting to, damn it, I keep forgetting that the shield is like actually 360 instead of like pointing the direction that I want to be pointing. But pretty much my number one thing when it comes to trying to tell a company go fuck yourself isn't through complaints online. It's not through going to the stores and complaining. It's 100% money. It is 100% the case that if you're gonna tell a company to go fuck yourself, you need to be showing that in money. And I know that's very much like hypocritical coming from me, but judging that I got a Switch 2, I got Mario Kart, like all that stuff, right? Like I understand that that's coming as hypocritical from me, but I acknowledge that and even still say, please, please, please talk with your wallet. These companies are not going to listen if you're just saying things out in the open, because if they're seeing, hey, not like Microsoft doing something shitty, like they're starting to do $80 games. Also, hi Jordan in the YouTube chat. If like Microsoft's starting to follow Nintendo in the sense of charging $80 for games, and it's a double-edged sword because it's trying to push you towards Game Pass, which Game Pass is very consumer friendly to a degree, but at the same time it very much is not at the same time because of you essentially are never like going to own things again because we just keep buying Game Pass subscriptions regardless of how things are going, right? Like, talk with your money the most out of anything. Oot, there's a fearsome looking animal you have there. Do not forget, the next instrument is in the Ponga Swamp. Yeah, so reiterating my point, I kind of realized that I didn't fully say what I was trying to say. Is that if you're gonna complain, talk with your money, because if a company gets all these complaints, like they get 300,000 people complaining about the price of something, the actual quality of something, if 1 million people buy that product, they're not gonna listen because they're gonna think, well, screw those 300,000 people. That's still 1 million people that bought our stuff. Hey, May out here that speaks well of you. Maybe you can help me out with a little job. I'm Dompe, and my job around this island is dig up interesting stuff. When you have some spare time, come see me in my shack over there. Okay. Oh yeah, this is like one of the new things with the Link's Awakening remake is like Dompe was added with like, you know, I'll come back to this, but Dompe was added and you get like custom dungeons, essentially like Zelda Maker. Like instead of Mario Maker, it's Zelda Maker with like dungeons and stuff like that. It was fun. What makes you say that you're a hypocrite? So I say it like that because of the fact of like, there's so many complaints towards Nintendo right now because of the fact of like how they're handling what comes to the Switch launch, like Mario Kart being $80, the Switch 2 feeling like a very potential overpriced console. I still disagree with that one entirely because of how much power there is, especially compared to handheld PC devices that are not able to run as efficiently as this without a lot of tweaking and stuff like that. But regardless, that's how people feel. What else? Like, kind of mainly those things, but it's like a very prevalent like complaint that people have where, again, it's these big issues that people are having issues with, one of which I don't agree with, but one I 100% agree with being the $80 games. And like 70 is already pushing it as it is, but making a Mario Kart game that's $80, that's too much. But pretty much what I'm saying is that like the reason that makes me a hypocrite is because of the fact that I own a Switch 2 now. I was able to very fortunately be able to afford it because of all my wonderful community who has helped donate towards it. But even with the donations, I still could have easily been like, you know what, I'm refunding everything, I'm not buying a Switch 2 out of principle, but instead I still decided to get a Switch 2, and I still got Mario Kart and all that stuff. So I consider myself a hypocrite in that act of I'm spewing, hey, talk with your money, but still also contributing to the issue. But even then, I tend to say don't lead by my actions, lead by example. And my example is do not spend money on things you don't want to spend money on. Because if you're passionate about not wanting to, excuse me, if you're passionate about not wanting to spend money on things instead of just being like, throwing up your hands and complaining about it, but then still spending the money, that's not really teaching anyone a lesson. If you don't want to do something, you make it known by not spending the money. That's kind of the biggest thing on what's called that. It's one of the biggest complaints that has been plaguing Destiny 2 for the longest time, is the fact of like the game has a lot of microtransactions, and some of them are fine, but there's definitely a very scummy amount with that type of game. And like, yeah, it even goes to like Fortnite and other live service games where it's just feeling very scummy. Like, you dropped like, say, $70 for everything, and then you get opportunities to spend $20, $30 for just microtransactions upon microtransactions, which isn't great. And I like, people, the main issue is that people complain about it, but then they'll still buy like $100 worth of microtransactions, and that just shows like, hey, even though you're complaining, you're still contributing to the problem. So like, if you believe that passionately about not buying, like, not buying this stuff, actually like prove it instead of just complaining and then swiping your credit card. Like, there's definitely a good amount of these things that you can complain about that you aren't forced to actually contribute to. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. Is Switch 2 even a good console despite its high price? I am adoring this console so far. I am loving it. Even with its high price, again, I don't even agree with the complaints about it having a high price. Does it suck? I agree, but with how much power is inside this thing, I get it completely. And I'm gonna be sticking with that because it's just such a powerful console for what it is. Now does it? Nope, that was just it. Bro, I like, for its price, again, it may be a little bit expensive, but for the power that's inside of it, I think it's completely justified of a price. It's just the games that are getting to be a little bit of a different story. But in terms of just like, I pretty much only have played this since getting it last Thursday. There was like, there was pretty much, I just buy one when the money ceases to be an issue. Yeah. I mean, I very much recommend it. If there's games that you want to run better on Switch 2 that don't run well on Switch 1, there's a high chance that they'll run better on Switch 2. The games that are coming into it look very fun. Mario Kart World is very fun despite its $80 price tag. Like, there's advantages, even if like some of them are shitty because of prices and stuff. There was something I was just saying. My brain is blanking right now. I'm kind of just like damage tanking this, like, more than anything. I might die because of that. I almost did, but I didn't. The Blue Fire will run well on Switch 2. It's an action platform. Maybe. I mean, honestly, like, by this point, I feel like it's completely valid to kind of compare the Switch to like PlayStation and the Series X, like in terms of that performance. Because like I'm still amazed that this handheld console is able to run Cyberpunk 2077 above 60 FPS. Like, it is astounding. So like pretty much it's if a game can run well on a PS5, it's very likely that it's gonna run well on the Switch too. Yeah, I know what I was thinking there. How is this gonna work? Oh, you know what? I could just... Oh yeah, I remember what I was talking about. Like, yeah, pretty much like I have not been playing anything else but my Switch 2 pretty much since I got it. Like, pretty much the Thursday I got it, I was starting to like download things. I experienced Hyrule Warriors and flawless 60 FPS, and then I played Mario Kart for many hours. Friday I played random games as well as what's it called, Mario Kart 8. Like Saturday I did a bunch of stuff. So, like all of it has been like, there was one point where Chance Kurrick and I played Fantasy Life for a little bit, and that was super fun. And we gotta do more of that, but we pretty much have just been, well, I pretty much have just been touching the Switch 2 and pretty much nothing else. I think part of like something that's been very difficult to try and figure out is like trying to play games on my Switch 2 that aren't gonna be content for Switch 2 Mondays. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I could easily just be like, well, I'm gonna play this for Switch 2 Mondays and like play it to completion and stuff like that. But then I'm like, I really want to play it now, though. I was expecting to see Mario and see a Zelda game. Yeah, this game is kind of chock full of them. It's very interesting. Like, it was this game specifically that was just like, they had moblins. Ooh, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Respectfully, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce your name, so I'll just specifically say ill, if that's okay. All right, this room has like, you need to specifically kill the enemies in a certain pattern. Was it that you? Ilya. Okay, cool. Welcome in, Ilya. Thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Nope, that wasn't it. Okay. Maybe bunny ears, bat, then skeleton? It was. Where? Ah, down here. Okay. Like, where is possibly... Yeah, about this. Okay, let's go back. Let's do that door first before anything. Did that blurb come in with your bird stand-in? Which blurb are you meaning? Trying to be careful because well, no, I have full hearts. I do see what time it is, so pretty much as soon as we wrap up this temple, it'll be time to put the little bird to bed. Damn it. I mean, like, I can see I technically don't need the fire, but it would make it more convenient, you know? All that for the stone beak. That's funny. Do you remember Star Tropics? Seeing this really makes me want a remake of it. Yeah, I know Star Tropics. That'd be really interesting. There's definitely a good amount of games that like come from like the Game Boy / NES era. That'd be very interesting to see in like a full-blown remake, 3D remake. There's not a lot that really come to mind at the moment, but it's something that I kind of think about a lot. I wish they would remake the Oracle games. I think a remake of the Oracle games would be so fun. I think it would be very cool to like... I feel like they would kind of release in like a double pack where you play both in one game instead of selling it as two separate games like the original Oracle games were. But even then, like, it would be very cool to kind of experience that in a 3D environment and then like do both games, experience both games, and then do the whole like you beat both games, so now time to experience the true final boss and stuff. Like that, I think that would like translate very well to a 3D game. That would be very cool. And it is also like the Oracle games are like the Zelda game that I have not really put that much time in. I pretty much played like, it's pretty much the main two Zelda games that I haven't put a lot of time in is the Oracle games and Minish Cap. Pretty much every other Zelda game I've put a good amount of time into. Part of me kind of wanted to play Minish Cap for Switch 2 Mondays for today, but since this is the first one, I was like, maybe let's do something more not a ROM type experience. All right, this is like the genie, right? Oh, it's like the clown genie, yeah. Ha ha ha, I'm your bad guy this time. Ho ho ho. I don't know why he's French. He's French now. Yeah, definitely at some point Switch 2 Mondays will have Minish Cap. And probably even the local games at some point. I know all of them are available on all of which are on like NSO, so that'll be super fun to finally get to fully experience them. I've been watching Minish Cap with like the Game Grumps have been playing Minish Cap as of late, and that's been like super fun to watch. Their playthrough is really fun of it, but they're already like past the point of where I've gotten in the game, so it's like, do I continue watching the playthrough and having funny haha, or do I just like I didn't read that, but that's fine. Like, do I keep watching for the funny content, or do I stop where I am so that when I do play Minish Cap, I can just come back to it and get more context for things and stuff like that? It's a rough conundrum. I saw the original hardware if I want to play. Yeah, I wish I had like a Game Boy. I have a Game Boy Advance. It's not in the best condition, but I have one. Apologies. Water went down the wrong throat. Gotta love that, right? Oh, God. Prime candidate then for modding. Yeah, very true, very true. I have my 3DS modded, so like that's pretty much been my go-to for having a lot of games I want to play on there. Prairie, prairie. The prairie is waiting. Before anything, this is gonna go ahead and be a part of this stream where I go ahead and put my beautiful little baby bird to bed. Pretty much this is part of the stream where I go ahead and implore everyone to stand, stretch, use the bathroom, grab a drink, grab a snack, do all the above if you so choose. I'm gonna go ahead and do some of those things myself, and I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. So, stay in a few. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and back to it, shall we? Now, can I pick up these rocks? We can. Okay, perfect. Yeah, definitely. Welcome back. Thank you very much for that, Ilya. I'll come back to you at some point, Dante. Just not right now. Crazy Tracy, I've got a little secret that'll pump you up. How about 42 rupees for my little secret? Apply my own secret medicine. It will take effect when you lose a heart. Drop by again, here's some bonus treatment. Behold, your hearts are full. I decided to grab some caramel real quick before coming back. Helps soothe my throat a little bit. Yeah, because of the power ring, the world kind of like very much opens up for you comparatively. Oh, well. Yeah, so the good thing about the Chain Chomp compared to the original game, at least I'm pretty sure the original, he wasn't really the most useful outside of like helping with enemies and stuff like that. Rock is made cracked. There must be some way to shadow it. Yeah, the good thing about the Chain Chomp is like, it tells you what dig spots are, he still helps with enemies. Excuse me. He's like pretty useful comparatively. And I'm pretty sure, oh, we'll see in a minute. I'm very excited to kind of play around with what exactly I'm gonna be streaming when it comes to Switch 2 Mondays. Because like, not all Switch 2 Mondays are going to be like showcasing like powerful stuff and stuff like that. Hi, Dompe. It'll all just be I'm playing on the Switch 2, and that's pretty much what it'll come down to. I really appreciate what you did for my poor precious Bow Wow. You're such a nice boy. How could I ever repay you? I know. Smooch. Got a reward from Madame Meow Meow. Lucky. Oh, the blushing. Oh, now you just don't talk to me normally anymore. It's yip, 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 yip. Oh. Maybe I was wrong. I could have sworn in the remake they made it to where you could kind of take the chain chomp for random walks, and you could use it to, or use them to find dig spots and stuff like that that you may have a hard time finding if you didn't have the chain chomp. But maybe I was wrong on that. Maybe it comes later, one of them. But they also could have just left that as the same as the original, and I'm just misremembering. Well, I need a shovel. Ba, 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 ba. It doesn't budge an inch. Okay. Good seeing you. Got your other stuff squared away for right now. In that case, let's step into my shack. You're like so far away from your shack, though. Yeah, maybe I'll come back at some point. Maybe I'm just screwed out of it for the rest of the game. But that's all right. I'm sure I could figure out dig spots from there. There was one, like, close to here, right? Somewhere in this forest. Down here? Not there, but I kind of assumed. Oh, hello. Till your wounds and rid of all the stress. Close your eyes and relax. Well, thank you. This is where it was. That gives us a shell. I wonder how many, like, I had a similar question at the beginning of the stream, but now I'm like wondering, I wonder how many people might have potentially just dug and dug and dug. Like every tile from of an entire area because they're trying to like find all the secrets and stuff like that. Because I think I tried to do that at one point when I was a kid playing this game on my 3DS, but it took too long for my ADHD brain. Using the sweat emo makes me feel like you have attempted that earlier. I'll push this over, get the chest. How do we get this heart? Oh, that's easy. Maybe. Nailed it. Hey, yeah, I did get 4 piece of heart. It's I didn't think whenever we got the heart container, a heart piece, that gave us an extra heart. I didn't think I had 4, but then I had 5 hearts, so it was interesting. That's pretty much like a shortcut system, like a teleportation system, so that you're going around the map. Because even for like a Game Boy game, this was like a pretty big map. So the fact that they added a fast travel system to kind of get around the map was very useful. There was a dig spot around here, wasn't there? I could have sworn the Chain Chomp pointed out another one. That's not the biggest deal. I'm not fully interested in Zelda Maker right now, so I'm just gonna continue as is. The windfish sleeps long and dreamily in the egg above. When you play the 8 instruments of the sirens in front of the egg, he will awaken. This, my friend, is the only way for you to leave the island. Well, we may only have 2 instruments. Why don't we look at this giant egg? We have looked at the giant egg. I thought I was gonna be able to do like a little bit more with it, but no, it's just there and in your path. How rude. All right, let's figure out how we get this heart now. Very easily, she says while immediately jumping into a hole. Kind of muting a little bit because like my drink going around the wrong, like, going down the wrong hole in my throat. Shh. Haha, kinky. I can't do anything with these yet. Weirdly mess with my throat. It's not fun, so. So pretty much what I do remember is that the next goal in terms of rupees is that we need to hit, it's like 990 or something like that. Because when we do, we could afford a bow and arrow. Now, there is also the famous, like, just steal the item you want, and that it changes your name to Thief for the rest of the game, but I don't really want to do that. I want to be a good little girl. Not too sure. Yeah, exactly. Good girls get head pats, so I want head pats. Kind of just digging random areas that I kind of feel like would be secret area. Pretty much have been wrong for everyone, but still giving it a shot, you know? That's another dungeon key we need, so can't do anything with that. At least we're exploring a good amount of the map. Oh yeah, the drowning sounds really funny, especially seeing like Link's like claymation face. It is insanely funny. Well, I think we need to go ahead and teleport. I think we're in the wrong spot. Well, not even I think. I'm pretty confident that we're in the wrong spot for now. Let's go around this area. I think over here is where, yeah, the prairie is where it said I need to go towards, so. Dude. Oh, I don't have bombs yet. So pretty much can't do anything around here. Maybe I try to circle around. Nope, this also is locked off. I do get like spots to explore at least, so I think I'm a lot of frogs. Salutations! You wouldn't know by the look of me, but I still live in the castle. My servants were berserk, and I was went berserk, and I was forced to flee to my villa. So you're looking for something, are you? I may have just what you're after. But first, I want you to retrieve the golden leaf I left behind in the castle when I fled. Okay. Smashing! To tell you the truth, there are 5 leaves, and I want them all. Okay, you'll need to do some digging, so buy a shovel. Are you off then? Good luck. Douche. Alright, so we'll need to find a way back there. Because we need to get back there, and then we'll be able to... Link checked out the dresser. Yep, everything checks out. We'll need to find a way back there so that we could cut all the grass maybe get some stuff, and then also that heart piece back there. Really thought there would have been something here. Maybe there is, I just need to do something like different. There's the phone guy. Alright, so what I remember is that, oh, there's no way into the castle. You gotta do some stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, what's up here before I continue this bit? Oh, the shell place. I am the spirit of the mansion. I have been waiting for one who could overcome the darkness. Find the secret shells, then ascend the platform. You'll receive the ultimate sword. Sounds like you should try to come back with lots of shells and try standing on the platform. No response. You must not have enough shells. Oh, that's just... Okay, cool. You get a shell. It's always so bizarre seeing like the old designs for Zoras before Ocarina and onward kind of made them beautiful. Bananas, bananas, ooh! Give the Kiki. Bananas, bananas, ooh, ooh! Kiki, monkeys, come repay him, Kiki. Boink, 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 boink. Monkey business done. Bye bye. Ooh, Kiki. We got stick for that. I remember when I played the original on my 3DS, how stuck I got because of not realizing I needed to kind of continue the trading side quest. Like, I would even walk past this monkey and it would be like, oh, give me bananas. I want bananas. I'm like, I don't know where the bananas are. I don't know how to help you. Excuse me. And then finding out, oh, I'm just stupid. A lot of enemies seem to kind of follow the same pattern in terms of how to like take care of them. All right, there's one golden leaf. He said there was 5 total. Funny enough, in my original playthrough of this game, this is kind of where I, like, the remake specifically, I got to just right before this part pretty much, and that's why I kind of stopped for a while. Like, again, it was just something about the, like, random frame drops in this version that was just, like, killing me. And I always intended to come back to it. But it just became one of those, like, I'll get back to it eventually type games. Oh, that bird had another golden leaf. That's 2. Yep. All right, we're pretty much there full circle, so let's go inside the castle now. Yeah, I got to this point in my original like remake playthrough, and when I got back, like when I was testing it on like, Thursday or Friday, I popped it on to test like the frame rate and stuff, and I had pretty much no memory of even like getting to this part or like talking to the prince and stuff like that. And like I literally just came into this castle because I remembered, ooh, I gotta give the monkey bananas, and I did that, and I came in here and started getting the golden leaves. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing this for. What is going on? But now, like, now I have more context from what I was experiencing like 2 days ago. Is 4, and now we gotta find the 5th one. Which I'm gonna assume is somewhere outside, or maybe in one of these pots. I didn't even look there. Ooh, bombs! Let's go. Oh, no golden flowers in the pots. Okay. We have to find one more. Da, 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 da. Yeah, like if anything, it's gonna be in a dig spot. And I've already kind of forgotten what I already dug. Excuse me. I'm just kind of digging. Or, I don't know, like, where could it be? Yeah, let's go inside the castle again. Maybe there's just something I missed. Get off! I already kind of looked a lot in here. Where we have a singular bomb. There it is. How lucky. All right. Now go see Richard about that reward. Nah, I don't have to do that. I could just go this way. It was down here. Wait. No, I'm stupid. It's over here. Had to be going this direction. And then loop a little bit around. And here we are. Ah, très bien. I see you've recovered all the leaves. Now move this statue and you'll find your reward. Okay. Well, first things first, of course. Okay, fair enough. I don't know why the never-ending hole. My brain was like, huh, maybe if I just walk over it because I pushed a rock into it, it won't be never-ending anymore. As in fact, not how it works. Okay, perfect. Still trying to find the reward. Shoot. Oh, dead end. Well, I could just jump over. That's fine. Less fine. Ha-ha! I feel like there was a way they wanted me to do that, but I said no. In soil sleep secrets beneath your souls. What's this? Ooh, a key! The slime key. Now you can open the gate and the prairie. Nice. Is right here. I think we'll do this dungeon, and then I think it'll be time to wrap up stream. Oh, but I have to go around, you monsters. Which, can I even get around? Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, Link, I see I have a nice stick. Can I borrow it for a second? Sure. Yeah, this won't go wrong at all. I have a beehive now, I guess. Not sure how it happened, but you take it. Yeah, are we even gonna be able to, like, get over to here? I guess we jump, but, like... Okay. Gotta go the long way around. But maybe I could just teleport over there. Excuse me. Close enough. Alright. We got like 2 more seashells, didn't we? We'll be able to get the first tier at least, right? We do. And this becomes a piece of heart. Let's go. And that was our 4th one, so now we have 7 heart containers. Nice. And then we're like going this way, and yeah. I went the wrong way, but you know what? Let's see what's in this cave. That it? Okay, I was gonna say. Maybe there's a digging spot in there too, but oh well. I probably shouldn't be here yet. Which good thing there's this teleporter here. This is annoying actually. I get, so for those who are watching, experiencing this for the first time, I do very bad at navigation. Like, insanely bad. The best comparison that I really make when it comes to that is if you know the manga / anime One Piece, the character Zoro, his whole shtick is pretty much that he will go a direction and somehow get lost. He could go a straight direction and somehow wind up like 3 countries over, like, sort of deal. And like that's essentially become a meme because of like turning it into, well, he somehow made it into like other animes and stuff like that, or like other universes. Me when seeing Money Left Behind. Yeah, I'm sorry, I try, but sometimes I just miss them and I'm yapping, so I'm not gonna be able to get over there. I feel like I feel like I need something to do with that before trying to get that push, so yeah, I'm insanely bad at navigation compared, like when I learn a place, like when I learn a map and stuff like that, I'll go ahead and be like, okay, well, I know this enough and am able to just kind of like learn its trajectory and stuff like that. But there's some like there's other places, like things that'll happen that just like I am just so lost and I can't do anything about it. I truly do try my best, and I have to say to people each time it happens, like, I promise it's not a bit, it's not something that I'm doing on purpose. It is 100% something that just happens. Rude. I can't do anything in here. Directionally challenged. Exactly. I'm very directionally challenged. And I do my best. I truly do. But like, things just happen. Holy key room. God damn. It's the key dungeon. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Can't dig there. Can't even get over there. Can't really do anything in this room. Yeah, so we'll have to take a chance with the key. I think the bottom one. I feel like I'm incorrect. Yes, please. All the bombs in the universe. That would be very appreciated. Ah, really? Oh, okay. All right, that works out actually. Never mind. This dude's rude. I know I don't have to kill him, but like, I killed him once. Thank you. It's a matter of principle. Exactly. Thank you, Ilya. You get me. I mean, there's a clear arrow. I know probably the item of this dungeon, but what if... Okay. There's gonna be like so much backtracking. I feel like I'm gonna get so lost. Oh. But what if I... Okay, fair enough. Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely know. / remember the item of this dungeon. Ew. That's extremely gross. I need multiple bombs for them? Alright, well, I'm going this way. I need more bombs to be able to kill them. Come on, man. I could do it. I know I could do it. There we go. Doopa 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 doopa. Oh, we gotta get up there somehow. Bombs, let's go. Beakless statue saying something, but you can't make it out. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure if I got the beak or not. Is this the beak? No, it's 50 bucks. Nice. Alright, well, let's go this way. I gotta keep an eye on that room for when we get there. Bombable wall to our left. Gotta remember that. Whenever we get into that room, pretty much. Alright, let's try to kill these things again. Now that we have 10 bombs, so... You know, I kind of want to go backwards. Because, like, I kind of want to see the other 2 rooms I missed, technically. Are they duds? Yeah, most likely, but, like... Still kind of want to see him, you know? Just in case there is stuff in there. Maybe even the beak, you know? Ah, see? All right. And we even get that key back. Perfect. What's in here? Oh, of course. Damn, that was so close. Perfect. Maybe get me out of the screen. Okay, perfect. Even though it's like a slow moving platform, I'm like so nervous that like a key would just fall and then... There's the beak. Why don't we just do that? And that's gonna stay like that, right? No. Okay, maybe we just leave the platform as is for now. We'll take note as to where it is. Hey! Alright, there's the map. Perfect. Alright, well, outside of... But to figure out some stuff, but I mean, we are pretty much getting in closer and closer to, like, the dungeon item and stuff, so... Yeah, I'm not gonna spend another 5 minutes trying to kill him. At principle, I did it once, so I don't need to do it anymore. Let's zoom in here. All right, so there's that. Oh, even with the shield up, they got me? Jesus. Oh, it's this room. Okay, perfect. We already know. Aha. What are we getting here? Another key. We have 3 keys at once, which I'm pretty sure was pretty common for first 2 dungeons as well, but keys galore. You get a key, you get a key, you get a key, everyone gets a key. Alright, well, we have 10 bombs, so let's go see if we could kill those thingies. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like a time limit thing. I gotta like not do it back to back to back. Ah, okay, good. The other one got it. Come on. Come on. You jerk, really? God. It's like this game doesn't want me to have bombs, honestly. We got the Pegasus boots. Oh, it's not even an item to use. It's just equipped. Awesome. Meow. Let's go. Well. And we got the boss key even. Nice. All right, let's see. So there's quite a few things. Ooh, this might be a hidden wall down here. Okay, let's go and maybe if I go back to the room that had the 10 bombs in it, maybe I'll respawn by this point. Hi, two ones. Yeah, this game's great. I love this game. The remake has been even better because of the fact of it performing at a consistent frame rate. Okay, well, at least I got the 10 bombs back. Get off of me. These things suck. What do you mean one jump on me as I was using the Pegasus boots? That's so rude, actually. All right, well, let's do... Ooh, that was scary. All right, another small key. Just trying to make sure we get all the chests that are available in this dungeon. Let's go the long way around. Perfect. ₹300. Let's go. Just 300 away from getting a bow and arrow. I love Link's Awakening. I love Link's Awakening as well. Lots of monies. Hell yeah. Oh wait, I could just do this. And maybe even I pass enough rooms that maybe the 10 bombs respawn for a third time. That'd be pretty nice. Rude. Oh my god, these slimes are so annoying. It feels like weirdly they're more annoying in the remake than they are in the original game. I could be wrong on that. Ten bombs? 10 bombs, let's go. Alright, I think, yeah, it's pretty much use the 4 keys. Then we go down to the bottom floor, so let's do that. Push that out. And final key. So now it's just the boss room. Hello, Piranha Plant. You want to come out again? Boy, it popped out. I was even gonna be like, look, I'll even look away so you're not so shy. popping sound is so like amusing. Like watching them just pop like balloons is like so fun. Exactly, just like that though. Another key? For what? There's just an extra key? How bizarre. Nina, Nina, you can't find me, nah, nah. Yeah. That looks so weird in 3D. That's cool. Love how it reflects the room, right? Like, it's very clever. Do you think, like, both these slimes are like the same cognitive being, even if they're split apart? Or like, once I separated them, they just became their own beings? Yeah, that was like the easiest boss so far. Oh, that's 8 heart containers now. Most of the bosses, yeah, most of the bosses are pushovers, but I had harder times with the first 2 bosses than I did that boss. Like, I got hit a lot more is the difficulty scale that I'm using. Waterfall. It is hidden in the waterfall. Ooh, how many instruments have you gotten so far? When you play the instruments and throw the egg, the windfish will wake and you will leave this island. Now you must hasten to the Yarna Desert. The dark, monstrous inhabitants of the sand will show you the way. Hoot hoot. Well, that will have to be for another time that I play Switch 2 Mondays, because we've been going for 3 hours exactly, and I am pretty tired. So I think that is a lovely, lovely spot to call it. Let me see who is live at the moment to go ahead and figure out who to raid. Do. think we'll go ahead and raid into the lovely icy soups. So, all right, if there's anything in, oh wait, before I do my normal end spiel, YouTube and YouTube and TikTok, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Twitch, you're just gonna stick with me for just a couple more minutes while I go ahead and wrap up. So